I was in Afghanistan when my son was born. I was at Ranger Selection when my daughter was born. So, I spent a lot of time away from my kids. So by the time I got out, they had spent a lot of time with my wife. And I love my wife. And she's a very sweet person, and her upbringing was different than mine. But I needed to find a way to make my kids physically and mentally tough. And of course, I would not want them to experience some of the things I experienced in my childhood. But there's something to it, to having a kid be tested, right? And, I was like, okay, what can I do? Well, also my son wasn't that athletic. My daughter was, but my son wasn't. I don't know what it was. Maybe because my daughter got to see my boy do things, so she picked it up right away. So I decided to put him in a jiu-jitsu gym. And, not only was that going to help me make them physically, mentally tough, but also it was teaching them lessons. And I remember one time my kids were like, oh, Coach Sid said this and Coach Amao said that. And I remember thinking like, what? I've been saying that. But my wife's like, do you care that they learned it from you or that they learned it or just in general? And I was like, you know what? You're right. I want them to learn these lessons. And sometimes we, as a father, you think and you want that, all the lessons that your kids learn is going to be from you. But, that's not always the case. And sometimes it doesn't have to be that way. But I know what some people think. Jiu-jitsu gyms, some have caused, people to walk away from the martial arts world because the fees are so high. You have to wear their uniforms, and before your kid even steps on the mats, you're already $400 or $500, $600 deep into this. And some people can afford that, and that's cool. But others are trying to get that discipline and hard work and all that stuff for their kids. But that $500-$600, that's a lot. So I highly recommend you look around. Any good gym is going to allow you to take a free class. Any good gym is going to want the best for your kid and not just take the money and be a number and be like, okay, just pay me, whatever. Go shop around. Shop around, and you're going to find a gym that fits your vibe, that fits, your goals. And it is a good gym when your kids and yourself are every 6 months you see this obvious improvement in their own ability to defend themselves, and then also in how they carry themselves. So I have my kids training, and I have them for many, many, many years. And I have them here at Community Self-Defense. They've been with Coach Sid and Miles for many years, and I highly recommend you find your own Community Self-Defense. And if you are around here, they're located in Westminster. You'll see me here. I'm here all the time because of myself and my kids.